Good day, everyone, and thank you for joining this webinar today. We will provide you with some tips and tricks on how to stay connected with your team remotely and cover some basic but yet some very helpful features within Microsoft Teams that are quite relevant in regard to the challenges that we encounter due to the current situation. This will be a 30-minute webinar based on the number of scenarios with some time for Q&A at the end. As we go, I will explain to you how you can post your questions within this Teams meeting. As a part of the Office 365 suite, Microsoft Teams is the flagship application that allows teams to collaborate, to communicate, and to stay connected anywhere and anytime. Firstly, we need to open Microsoft Teams. Or you already have the client installed on your device, or you can access it through teams.microsoft.com using your credentials. So let's go to Teams. Next, password. And then sign in. So this will bring you to the web application of Teams. But for webinar's sake, I will move to the desktop. First of all, within Teams, what do I have to do? Well, of course, you need to create a team. So here at the bottom, join or create a team. We can select here to create a new team, and let's build a team from scratch. Here you will have the option what kind of team this will be. So is it a private team or a public team? If you want to isolate the team for your own company, then I would suggest to choose for a private team. A public team would make it accessible to everyone within Cronos. Of course, give your team a name. Let's call it a new team. You can also add a description on what this team is all about. Let's create the team. And of course, the next thing is nice work. Thank you very much. The next step is to add members to that new team. So let's add my colleague Benny. Add. And here we see that Benny is listed as a member. Of course, here I can choose to make him an owner as well. And close. As an owner, you will have more options to manage the team, such as the ability, for example, to delete a team. So I understand that everything will be deleted. Delete team. So let us start with the first scenario. All of a sudden, we are all encouraged to work from home. But I want to have my teams organized on a daily basis so that we can discuss the work to be done. This can be done through a stand-up meeting, for example. A stand-up meeting where you can discuss the matters that have been done the day before, the work that has to be done today, or discuss possible impediments or obstacles. In order to do that, you can easily do so by setting up a Teams meeting through several channels. For example, within the Outlook calendar, when you want to set up a meeting, don't forget to add Teams meeting with the button right here, and automatically your Teams meeting will be included in the invite. Another option is within your Teams application, go to Calendar and choose for a new meeting. Here you can add all the meeting details and even select a channel. Then your video meeting will be added to the channel of your choosing within your team. A third option to start a meeting is at the bottom of, so here you have all kinds of tabs within Teams. So within the Post tab, at the bottom, you will see the video icon, Meet Now, and then you can start up a Teams meeting on the spot and invite people as you feel like. Let me get back to our meeting. So instead of starting a new meeting, we are already in a meeting. Of course, when you are in this meeting, you have several options. First of all, here you can show the participants to invite more members if necessary. You can show a conversation, so you can have a chat with your colleagues. So imagine you are discussing some topics during the meeting, but you need to contact someone within the team. So at Benny, can we discuss this topic later? And then Benny will get that message. So we can still continue on talking about the subject, but I just asked Benny to discuss this further in another meeting later on. More actions you have here by clicking the three dots. And one of the actions is, for example, start a video with blur. This might be important, especially when you're working from home, you have the kids running around in the background. You can blur your background so people don't see what's happening in the back. This can also be important when you're at the office and you have important information on the wall that people don't always see what is hanging on the wall, and you don't have to share all those secrets. Nowadays, it's sometimes people are not able to attend a meeting due to circumstances. This might be another meeting that was planned, or the kids that are uncontrollable at the moment. So you also have the option to record your meeting. When you record your meeting, it will automatically be saved within the channel of your team. You have also the option to share your screen, or to share a window within your monitor, or to show a document or a program of your choice. So it might sometimes be easy to show a Word document that you are discussing within that meeting. Also, you have the options to turn on or off your camera and your microphone. It's always a good idea to unmute your microphone to lose all the background noise in that meeting. So I've talked about sharing your screen and working on or discussing a document that you're working on within the meeting. Well, within those meetings, usually people also assign tasks. They discuss things that need to be done, and therefore we can always use the planner tool. The planner tool is an app within the Office 365 suite that is a user-friendly example to discuss the daily tasks to be done, or the weekly tasks for that matter. I'm going back to my teams to show you that planner in the flow team. Here in the tabs, we have tab planner. So this is a tab that you can show within that meeting by sharing your screen. How did I get here? Well, click the plus sign, and here you have some Office programs and some third-party apps that you can choose from to add to your tabs. So we have picked here the planner, and it looks like this. So within the planner, you have several buckets, and within those buckets, you have several tasks. Of course, you can drag one task from one bucket to another if necessary. And here, filling in this box, you can add a task. When I click on a task, or when you want to create them, this is the information that you get. So you can assign the task to someone and enter all these type of information that is necessary to perform the task. You can arrange your buckets the way you want. So here, with group your bucket, you can choose, okay, I have all my tasks listed in different buckets, which can be to do, in progress, done, or based on milestones. Or you can say, I will group my buckets on assigned to, and then you will see all the tasks per assigned person. This brings us to a third scenario. I do not want to have video meetings or calls all the time, but I still need to be able to communicate with my team swiftly. Well, within the Posts tab in your channels, your team has the ability to discuss various topics and share documents. These conversations are open for all team members unless you create a private channel. Conversations in a private channel will not be accessible to others except the people included in that private channel. So here we have the general channel, the three buttons. You can manage that channel, and within the team, you can add channels if you please. Here we can start a new conversation by, for example, mentioning Benny. With the add mention, I can say add mention and put the name of the person I want to reach, or I can say add team, and then I will reach the entire team. All the messages that I put in these posts are visible for the entire team, but the team will not get any notifications. So if they want to go see the messages, they will be able to see them, but they will not get notified. If you use the add mention, then the people or the team that you have add mentioned will be notified. Notifications will end up here in the activity tab, like we receive all notifications on our computer or on our smartphone. So at Benny, let's choose his name. Can we go over the meeting. So I'm typing a message to Benny, and then Benny will be able to reply from his side. Of course, I have some very cool features where I can say, okay, I read this message. Okay, what? Or you can add some very fun stuff right here. Or you can also add some documents as you please. This Posts tab is especially for team communication. So the entire team will communicate right here. So there's no need to check other means of communication. There's no need to send 120 emails to one another. All the communication of the team will be gathered right here. Of course, you don't always need to communicate with the entire team. Sometimes you just need to talk to some person alone. And therefore, we have the chat function. And within the chat function, you can discuss whatever you want. It's the same chat-like conversation, but just with one or maybe two persons. So especially within a small group. Here, for example, with Benny, you see the red dot. It indicates whether that person is available or not available. You can change your own availability here within your profile settings. That brings me to another scenario. Let's say me and my colleagues, we are all working remotely, but we need to work on documents together. We're all in different places, but we need to work on documents together. How do we do that? Well, co-authoring in Teams supports secure document collaboration. It offers the option to collaborate on a document and have conversations in the document itself. For example, if you go to the tab Files, you will see all the files that we work on within our team. Let me see. I'll get back to the correct team, to the files right here. Yeah. And let's say this Word file that we are working on. I'm opening the Word file, and this Word file opens within Teams. And I can already start working in this file right here, or I can, by clicking the three dots, open it in my desktop app and start working from there. This is sometimes a lot easier and faster than working online, but both can be done quite easily. As you can see here, Benny is already working in that document. So we can work on the same document at the same time, which is really a good feature here. So, and here you can see as well where Benny is working on or what paragraph he's working on. Let's say we need to discuss this document, then I can set up a conversation within the document. Hey, Benny, can you review my notes under paragraph 4, please? So now I'm discussing something with Benny within that document. When I close the conversation and I close the document and I go back to my Posts tab, then you will see that the discussion that we had within the document is also available within the Posts tab for the team communication. Other colleagues can also discuss this document, and when you click on it, you can immediately go to that document without having to go to Files and go through all the folders. Close. So that leads us to maybe a final scenario, but as they say, it's not because it's last, it's the least. Sometimes people begin to worry about how long they must remain home, and they are experiencing feelings of isolation, or maybe even a drop in their morale. Having virtual capabilities like Teams chat messaging and high quality video will help lessen their feelings of isolation and improve morale and even keep them engaged with work and those around them. To stay connected, employees tend to have informal, lighthearted conversation with their colleagues on everything from families to pets or even to challenges or achievements. Teams gives your employees the ability to keep up with the latest on their colleagues. And features like GIFs, memes, and stickers attribute to these informal conversations among colleagues. With Teams, you can continue seeing their team members, albeit in a virtual setting, whether it's in a one-on-one video call with a colleague or a video meeting with several people in your workplace. Teams can support it. And a good idea might sometimes be by creating a coffee corner channel, as we did, where you can have these light-hearted conversations with your peers. So you can have these discussions that don't go about work or share some funny stuff about the Corona crisis and everything. So this is like the hallway talk that we miss so much right now. And of course, here you can choose to add a GIF. You can choose to add a sticker, or for example, a meme, and you can create your own if you please. And I really think this is a way that we can keep up morale and stay connected among colleagues, even though that we are in different locations. So this brings us to the end of the webinar. I would like to thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, feel free, throw them at us, and we will try to discuss those topics as fast as we can. Thank you.